Good evening and welcome to the Gary Goff Show here on WTTF, Cool FM 93.3 and WTTF.com. And hello to our viewers on YouTube on the Tiffin University Dragon Channel. My name is Russ Snyder alongside Tiffin University head coach Gary Goff. Coach, how you doing today?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm not doing too awful bad. Let's thank our sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Those sponsors include CF Professionals Incorporated, Gary Gruse's office, the Ohio Mutual Insurance Group, Jim Kennedy's office, State Farm Insurance, Ed Lape's office, Steyer Seeds, Tiffin Ace Hardware, and the Animal Hospital of Tiffin, as well as CF Professionals Incorporated, Gary Gruse's office. Coach, we're coming off of the game up at in Canton against Walsh. Dragons fall 27-3. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, Canton has not been a good place for us here lately.
No, the last couple of years, a triple overtime, a double overtime, and then a regular loss here to Walsh. They came out and scored 14 quick ones on you guys. Your defense settled down and really kept them in check till the fourth quarter, and a couple of mistakes made the game look a lot more out of hand than what it really was. Yeah,
I tell you, a very disappointing loss, as they all are. But, this game here we felt good about going into. Mm-hmm. We felt that on both sides of football we had very good game plans for them. Walsh is, very, limited on offense, but they're very good on defense. Mm-hmm. And I tell you, we came out flat, and neither side was ready to play. Defense, they woke up after we gave up two early scores, and then they actually played really good from that point forward. And it's kind of hard to really put your finger on just one thing, but we almost won every single category besides the score. Mm-hmm. And I think that up front we just didn't play a very good game with the offensive line. We gave up 8 sacks, and at first glance you're gonna look at it and say, wow, they got to get their run game going. Well, we rushed for over 100 yards. But you give up 8 sacks, mm-hmm. and that takes a lot of your rushing away.
I think a lot of folks don't realize that when a quarterback is sacked in the college level, that comes off of your rushing statistics. So that can be very deceiving, as we were discussing just there.
Well, we had 83 plays. We ran the ball 31 times for just over 100 yards, and we threw the ball 52 times for 326 yards. So, if we'd have played better up front, we'd have had well over 400 yards of total offense, and I think we would have been able to finish some drives and get more points, off the board. And, we had 83 snaps to their 50, mm-hmm. And we held the ball for 36 minutes to their 23. So, there was a lot of things that, after the game you look at the stats and you're sitting there, asking yourself, what happened?
Yeah,
where'd this game go? And, it just really came to our offensive line play. And, because of the offensive line didn't have their best game, it forced our quarterback, Pitts, to, panic a little bit and make a few decisions that were not the best decisions. So, offensively we didn't get it done. Mm-hmm. We just didn't finish drives, and we gave it too many sacks.
Yeah, and Pitts was running for his life quite a bit. But I thought some of your receivers had a pretty nice game, too. Marcus Biram had a couple of nice catches. Jeremy Armstrong went up and had a couple of nice catches. Obadiah Dykes played his normal good game. So I'm trying to find a positive there on the offensive side of the ball with only 3 points. I think your receivers had a pretty decent game.
Yeah, they did. We had 10 different guys catch a ball, mm-hmm. And I think more than half of those guys caught over 4 or 5 balls. So, spreading the offense out, and that's what we do offensively. And, really, if you look at the teams that run the air raid offense, going, to West Virginia, to Oklahoma State, to, all those schools, Texas A&M's even running it right now. Anytime you rush for 100 yards or more and you've thrown for over 300 yards, you've had a really good day.
Sure.
One thing we never want to give up is 8 sacks.
Sure.
It's going to happen. We understand that because of, the type of scheme we run. But, our goal going into every game is 3 or less. And there's been some games we've given up none, and other games, like this where, we've given up 8. And, I think one thing that caught up to us this weekend, and, I hate to beat a dead horse, but, we're missing 5 starters on offense.
Sure.
And I do believe our offensive line has gotten better. We got 2 freshmen starting and another freshman getting a lot of playing time. And they've gotten a lot better. But, I'll tell you what, hats off to Walsh because they gave us a lot of different blitzes, and they like to pressure you. And I think that was, one of the first games those freshmen had bullets flying at them in all different directions.
Yeah, they were showing blitz. Walsh was showing blitz quite a lot, backing out of it sometimes, but they came with pressure quite a bit. More than you guys are used to seeing, I think.
Yeah, and, that's going to happen. Sure. Teams are going to do that to you when you got a young offensive line. But, we are disappointed, but, we're still very positive and very encouraged. We know we're going the right direction. We know we're getting better. I just need those offensive linemen to, play like the man they can be every snap.
Yeah, on the offensive side of the ball for Walsh, their running back Keith, big kid, 6'2", I think 235, and he ran the ball hard against your defense.
Yeah, they did. Walsh is going to line up and run the football. They're going to get in 22 personnel, and they're going to run it right at you. And, like I said, besides that first quarter, the next 3 quarters, our defense did a great job and held them in check. And, I think there's only 2 big plays in that second half. And, one was a little screen they threw out that we didn't make an open field tackle, and they scored on. And the other one was a cutback run that the running back just was running really hard and made a nice cutback behind our defense, and that was their I think their second to last score there at the end of the game. But defensively, I thought they battled hard and they played good enough for us to win. And it's like the flip side of really the Malone game. I thought half the team played good enough to win, but the other half, didn't show up for some reason. And, we got to learn how to play a football game together. I think we did that in Notre Dame. The offense and defense both played as a team, and we came out with a win there. It's just, right now it might sound strange, but it's like we don't know how to handle success.
Yeah. Well, it's part of the learning process, right?
Yeah, it is. And we want those 2 wins back-to-back. I think somebody told me it had been the first winning streak the school's had since 2007, which, blew my mind.
Yeah.
But, we got to show up and play for 4 quarters and play as a team. One side of the ball can't be better than the other, and we're going to get that done. It's just, it's learning curves right now, and we're taking baby steps, and, we all want to be sprinting.
Yeah, and it doesn't get any easier this week as we go down to Columbus on Sunbury Road to face the Ohio Dominican team. Yeah,
they're a great football team. No question about it. I tell you, we hadn't played them or Ashland yet, and after watching them on film, I don't know who's better. To be honest with you.
Yeah, Ashland went to Dominican, got that win.
They did. Ashland beat them
in a tough football game.
But I tell you, ODU is very talented on both sides of the football. I mean, they destroyed Findlay. They manhandled them.
63-31 at Findlay 2 weeks ago. That score was a shocker. I mean, I knew Ohio Dominican could win that football game.
Yeah.
But to go and double up Findlay and put 63 on them over in Findlay was a surprise to me.
Yeah, I tell you another team too. Grand Valley beat ODU, but again, after watching the film, I think they're a better football team than Grand Valley. Now, are they the Green Bay Packers? No. We expect to go down there and compete for 4 quarters and find a way to get a win. So I think we're definitely going to have our shots, but we can't make mistakes. We can't give up sacks. We can't turn the ball over. We can't give any easy scores to them, because if you do, they're going to take advantage of it just like they did against Findlay.
Yep. This past Saturday around the GLIAC, it was as you said the Walsh got by the Dragons 27-3. Grand Valley over Northwood 42-28. Ashland got a win in our stadium we played in. They had a night game against Malone 31-7. Ohio Dominican struggled in the first half up at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Only up was it 7-0 at the half, I believe.
I think it was 7-0, and then they came out in the third quarter and scored 31.
31 in the third quarter. Yeah. Almost 300 yards of offense in that third quarter alone. So they got a 45-7 victory. Hillsdale pounded Saginaw Valley. A little bit of a surprise that was a doubled them up 34-17. Ferris State in a shootout with Michigan Tech 56-49. Michigan Tech must be playing a little bit better, at least offensively, than they showed earlier in the season. They were struggling.
Yeah, and I tell you what, Ferris State is turning a lot of heads all of a sudden.
Sure.
And they came here last year, and we thought they were very deep, especially up front. I mean, I think they were 6'6", 6'5" across the board on the O-line and D-line. So.
And then Northern Michigan went to Wayne State, and Wayne State snuck by a good Northern team 38-31. That's how the GLIAC played out last week.
Yep.
We got 3 guests going to join us throughout our program today. Coach, why don't you go ahead and tell who our guests are going to be?
Yeah, we're going to speak to Adam Neugebauer. He's our running backs coach here and one of our grad assistants. Adam played for me at West Virginia Wesleyan. He was a walk-on there for us that earned his way up to starting quarterback and a scholarship player, and then ended up being an All-American.
He told me all about that the first time I met him, before I even knew his name.
Yeah, he's a very confident young man.
I'm Adam, former All-American.
And then we're going to have 2 of our players on, 2 of our running backs, James Hall and Jeremy Ortiz, who've been a very solid guys in our program, and both are academic, scholars, and have been staples in our backfield.
I had to say Adam didn't do that, but he just walked in, so I had to razz him a little bit. But why don't we go ahead and step aside and take a break, and we'll come back and chat with one of these young men.
Perfect.
All right, we'll be back after this. You listen to the Gary Goff Show on WTTF, Cool FM 93.3 and WTTF.com, part of the Tiffin University Dragon Football Radio Network.